If you know anything about me, you know that I love station wagons, and that's what makes this head-to-head so difficult, because I'm standing here with two of the very best wagons the world has ever seen. To put it in perspective, Lamborghini will build and sell 10 times as many Gallardos as AMG will make of this super fast station wagon. This one happens to be the first one in the country, and even though we saw it months ago, we had to wait to get our hands on it. In fact, it's so rare that you can't even walk into a dealership and buy it. Unlike every other Mercedes-Benz made, this baby is special order only. For whatever reason, they won't give us an exact number, but Mercedes assures us that this car represents a fraction of total E-Class sales. It's fitting then that we brought along the rarest of all the Cadillacs, the Ct-V Sport Wagon. Just like the E63 is the rarest car that Mercedes-Benz sells, this station wagon is the rarest product that General Motors sells. Now, last time we talked to the boys from Cadillac, they said they had sold 447 of these over a 2-year period, which may not sound like a lot until you realize that they only need to sell 39 to totally recoup all the development costs. And when they launched the car, they said they'd be happy selling 4. So why? Why are these two the car world's equivalent of Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster? I don't really know. I think everybody would want a car like this. I mean, they're like superheroes. And think about it. If you're a superhero, do you want one superpower or many? Do you want to just go fast, or do you want to go fast, stop well, turn, handle, be comfortable, be luxurious, haul stuff? I mean, these cars are super wagon superheroes. Oh, this thing is just so fast. I mean, and listen to that. Twin turbo shouldn't sound like that. The thing is, though, this is a big boy. It's heavier than the Cadillac, and it's just not as planted. It has more body roll, and it's not as crisp, it's not as sharp. I can feel it moving around more. So I think that the Cadillac is the better driver's car, but not by much. It's really, really close. And God, this thing is just so damn fast. Oh! Each car has 7.6 pounds per pound-foot of torque to move around. And the Cadillac does have 6 more horsepower, so I'm still feeling confident. I think the AMG is going to take it. Yeah, that's my story. All right, let's see how this goes. Wish me luck.
Here we go. And 3, 2, 1.
This thing just launches. Jesus. It's a murderer. Look at this. It's killing the Cadillac. Okay, that's 115 miles an hour. That's got to be a quarter mile. Remember, we're going a half mile. I'm seeing 140. I'm seeing the finish line. I just killed a bird. 150. Oh my God. I think this is the quickest station wagon in the world. Here's why. 60 miles an hour happens in a ludicrous 3.4 seconds. And then I'm ripping through the quarter mile in 11.7 seconds at 120.1 miles an hour in a stock station wagon. You know that Shelby GT500 with 662 horsepower that all the kids are always talking about? Well, that takes 3.5 seconds to hit 60, and it weighs 800 pounds less. Sorry, Shelby fans, but the station wagon is faster than your big snake. And I mean, 11.7 in the quarter mile. The new Corvette takes 12.2. I mean, this is crazy. What an animal of a station wagon, of any car. I'm shocked. I'm still shocked. This particular car is a 1952 Chrysler Town & Country custom wagon with a DeSoto front clip. Why a DeSoto front clip? Because it looks cooler. Under that hood sits a 6.1 liter Hemi V8 out of a Charger SRT8. How much power does it make? The guy that built it, Jonathan Ward, said, I don't know, I've never dynoed it, figure about 10% more than stock, so we'll go with 450 horsepower, 450 pound-feet of torque. Feels that way. It's got the automatic transmission out of the Charger. The chassis is custom designed by a guy named Art Morris, and probably most importantly, it's got a fuel tank that's well over 30 gallons. We don't really know how big it is, but it's humongous. The story behind this car, it's pretty simple. Jonathan at Icon, somebody showed him this car, he bought it, it was in this condition, had this wonderful patina. In fact, he told me if I washed the car, he'd break my arm. As far as the interior goes, everything is dead stock, including the headliner, all the wood in the back. The only thing he had to replace was the floor mats and a bunch of the vinyl. He had an original piece of the vinyl, so he was able to go to his upholstery guy and recreate it. And one of the reasons that this cabin looks so cool is that the guy who designed it for Chrysler used to make first-class cabins for yachts and for trains. You look at the gauges, it all works. If you spend enough time around old cars, you know the turn signals never work. There's a headlight out. The clock's busted. Well, in this car, every single thing works. I've got a bench seat. I've got these killer little Devo hats on all the levers. I've got a split window. I've got this pedestrian slaughtering conquistador hood ornament. The car has a gold tooth. I mean, it's the derelict after all. It's even got this little lizard stuck on the hood. You might be saying, well, why a lizard? Well, that's the Icon logo. It's like a California bluebelly lizard. Each one is handmade by a jeweler out of pewter. Now, the Mercedes also has a little three-pointed star badge on the hood, and that's worth 50, maybe 60 cents. These suckers are $400 a pop, which is one of the reasons why Jonathan said he'd sell me this car for $140,000. And that's the thing about this car. It's just dripping with cool. Back to the AMG. Rightfully, they make a big deal about the fact that it's one man, one engine. But this is one man, one car. Jonathan Ward claims he built this thing entirely by himself at night after working on weekends, that no one else had any input on the car whatsoever. Mike Finnegan of Roadkill fame, he said something the other day that stuck with me, and he said, why wouldn't you want to drive a car that starts a conversation at a gas station?
If you can't pull up to a gas station and strike up a conversation with your fellow man over your car, what are you doing?
We've taken these two to plenty of gas stations, and every time, no one notices the Mercedes. Everybody comes up, they're staring at, they're poking around, they can't get enough of the derelict. Point is, if you drive the AMG E63, you're gonna be very happy. However, if you drive the derelict, not only will you be happy, but you're gonna make everybody else happy as well. And therefore, the winner of this week's head-to-head is the Icon Derelict. It's bringing joy to the world. Here's the problem, Jethro. I think you don't get these because you haven't driven the best station wagon ever made. I happen to have it right over there. It's the Cadillac Cts-V Wagon with a 6-speed manual. Come drive this thing.
Whatever.
I'm still blown away. Flabbergasted, really. What are the odds?
Yeah, that's incredible.
You know?
So tell me what you love about it. Why is this your ultimate wagon or your ultimate car, maybe?
I love station wagons because they're practical, right? But I love fast cars because I love driving fast, and this melds them together. And then you throw the manual in there, and it's a rare beast. Like, how many 550 plus horsepower station wagons have a manual transmission? Under 500. They're all Cadillacs. You know, they're all from a few years ago. And I just, it does everything. It's like the ultimate Swiss Army knife.
Asking Johnny what he loves about the Cts-V wagon without a pillow and sleeping bag nearby is a dangerous game.
You feel like you're sort of imparting what you want the car to do, and it does it. You're not just sitting back as an amazed passenger. You are the guy making the difference. And for a car with this much grip, this much performance, four-wheel drive, that's just brilliant. Not even...
It's down on power compared to the Cts-V from 7 years ago. So a little bit more power would help. Again, everything's a numbers game, right? So in other words, like, oh, it only has 550. I'd like my car to have 580. But that's okay, because the e-hybrid makes 680. The transmission, PDK, you know, Porsche has just mastered the dual clutch transmission. The whole car works really well. You just don't think about anything. Like, there's no body lean, there's no sound. It just goes down the road quickly. You know, a little bit of tire squeal here and there, a little bit of shake, but boy, this is an impressive car.
This is an animal, this car. It's just awesome. It has faults, but it has personality, it has character. It has a four-wheel drive system that lets you do what you want to do. And there's one thing this car has that the Porsche cannot hope to match, and that is the rear-wheel drive mode. We have Drift mode.
As always, numbers only tell part of the story.
And now, the race that actually matters. On your mark, get set, go. And they're dead nuts even.
Exactly the same. But the real competition, it's got to be which of these two cars can swallow all of these camera cases.
That's what wagons are for. Whoa, whoa, Jethro, whoa, whoa, whoa. Come on, man, we're in our 40s, we got kids. You're jet lagged. I'm just kind of generally lazy. These guys just started shaving 2 months ago. They're young, they're strapping. Boys, come on, let's load these wagons. Numbers aren't everything, but it is stacking up well for the Mercedes-AMG. Now look, to be fair, I mean, the Porsche is just super fast, super refined, super sporty, great transmission, incredible brakes, but I just kind of like this one better, you know?
For me, the Porsche, it's like a lesson in perfection, but you just don't feel part of the process.
Yeah, I think it shows off the perils of perfection. You know, you have to like make it like this, like make it a little squirmy, make it a little kind of frightening to drive. And the other thing is, as a sedan, this car was very good, but it really comes alive as a wagon.
It's awesome. It does everything you want it to do, and some stuff that you don't want a wagon to do, but hell, it does it, so it's great.
And therefore, the winner of this head-to-head is this thing, the Mercedes-AMG E63S 4MATIC Plus Wagon.
Undoubtedly the best wagon in the world.
Wow, except for that Cadillac.
Oh, mate, enough with the Cadillac.
That's really good.